Hello, everyone. Give me 1 second. I have my iPad down here. So I'm just going to pull it up on my iPad. Give me a second. It's easier for me to see it. Lord have mercy. Here we go. I love how they make me watch the ads. It's me. Okay. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I think for most of you it's afternoon because it's noontime on the West Coast. Robin Manley, welcome to Angelic Messages. Hi, Seska, Kim, Sarah, Tamlin, Lightworker, Kath, Light Heals, Sarah. Wait, okay, I was echoing. Am I still echoing? And you know, this room I need to figure out because I do echo a bit in this room because there's not a lot of fabric. So let me know if it's still echoing, Sarah or anybody. It sounds fine. Okay, there's a moment though where it was echoing. Yeah, you know what it is? This room has a hardwood floor. It's a beautiful room, but there's not a lot of fabric to absorb sound. Sarah, you had 2 tabs open. That's kind of like, most of our brains, right? We leave our tabs all open. So I hope everyone is just taking a nice deep breath. This is a difficult time, obviously. I hope by going on at it's like 1:30 in the morning here, that maybe it helps some of you. I tried. And okay. Yeah, an area rug. Yes, I agree. So for right now, I'm having just members be able to write, to post. And it's simply because, all the trolls are out and, it's a little bit too much to keep up with. So that's why I'm just doing members right now. And then after that, I'll probably just keep it open for members to talk. Good Juju asks, is there a chance the results can change? Absolutely. Yes. Hi, Paige. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Jay Porus. Hi, Measurements, Kristen, Pamela, Ash, Sharon, Leslie. Okay, so here's the thing. I know some of you are really hung up on the fact that she's making a concession speech. I think it's meaningless. It's par for the course. It's just a formality. It's not something I'm concerned about. I think that's just who she is. I think she has a lot of integrity. I'm not surprised at all that that's what she's doing. In the long run, I don't think it means anything, to be honest with you. So I don't feel like it's a sad day. I'll be honest. I think you guys are looking at it as he won, that's it, my life is over. And that's one take that you can have. That's a difficult take, especially if you're going to live in that energy. That's one of a very low vibration. You're going to make yourself ill. I am looking at it as this is now the time that Biden, with all of his power, right? The Supreme Court gave him all this beautiful power. He can do a lot of different things, can't he? I mean, he can make himself king for the day. He's immune. He can put Kamala into place. But most importantly, what I think he is probably going to do, and I would hope that he does, is that he kind of stops all of, the proceedings and actually looks into the fact that this was rigged, this was interference. I don't think you have to be psychic to realize that, because even if you're not someone who follows politics, like last night was a little odd. I mean, I felt like before the West Coast was even done, like we knew which way this was heading. It happened much too fast. It was too neat, too clean. Every battleground state, every swing state, every state that, could have turned, it was like that, the results came up. But some of the results aren't really matching either. Like their results were coming up for 45, but in other ways, the other ways that they were voting were actually rather Democratic. So, there's a lot of things that don't make sense to me. And when something doesn't feel right, it usually isn't. I don't know if you have to be psychic for that. And I know and I tried so hard to steer clear of this whole topic. But honestly, the first time, I'm not going to even say it, he had the incident. Come on now. And then he had another incident and everybody is just missing him. My God, we live in a country that is filled with guns, with people that are very well trained to use them. And, everybody just kept missing him. And one of them even had, like a suicide note on them saying, "I know that I'm going to miss." I mean, come on. I mean, how stupid do you think we are? I don't think that's right. And there's no scar. I mean, come on. I guess it makes for a good show, but I'm not buying tickets, and so I don't believe that the numbers are real. And I will just say that right now. I do not believe that the numbers are real. But the other thing that I want to make 110% clear, and some of you thought I was a little harsh last night, but you don't know what I was seeing on my end, is that you're forgetting everything that I said. I said I never saw a landslide for Kamala. I never did. I never saw a blue wave. I never saw women or young people showing up in record numbers. Matter of fact, I talked about the young people not showing up, that they had issues with the Biden administration. But you guys fought me back every single step of the way. You wrote me nasty comments, nasty emails saying, "Oh no, you're so wrong, and you're not a feminist, and you're for genocide, and this." And it's like, this is just what I'm seeing. And so I think, yes, even though the numbers aren't real, I think one thing that we're missing is that we are more divided than what people are realizing. Welcome, Nancy. Welcome. People didn't listen to what I was saying, Yeah, thank you. All you see is the letter A. Thank you, A. Because I kept saying that to you guys. I wasn't seeing a landslide. I wasn't seeing a blue wave. I said every vote is going to count. I said get out and vote. Every vote is going to count. It's going to matter. And the thing is, and here's the other thing that, even my husband, who is not political, thought was kind of strange. They were, and we were kind of bouncing back between different networks on YouTube, going through all these different, channels here to see what the different people were saying. And it's funny how they were calling states for 45 before there was even a majority of votes. I mean, I'm not a math professor, but I'm pretty sure that's not how math works. As I saw somebody saying the math wasn't mathing, and it didn't make sense. Sandy, I love that a monarch butterfly is flying up to you while you speak. I love that. Catherine, thank you for being a member for 20 months. And I do a lot for membership. Yes, Windhorse, don't shoot the messenger. And that's what I kind of felt like. I tried telling you, and then I said, what did I keep saying? You're not going to know the real winner when you go to bed. You're not going to know the winner when it's supposed to be certified. I'm not sure you're going to know who the right winner is in January. I kept showing you my cards. I kept showing you what I was getting, but I could see that Kamala won. So, oh, Catherine, thank you for your generosity. Oh, that matches my nails, what you put up there. Um, I think some of you, there was just this huge disconnect where, and some of you told me that you were nasty because you had wishful thinking. Okay, I think it's good to be positive and it's good to think positively. But at the same time, and I get it, I would have gotten far more subscribers, right? I would have made way more money if I said, Kamala was going to win, hands down, no worries, no problems. Every Democrat was going to win every race and every election, and no Democrat would ever have a scandal, and they're all perfect. And I get it, and I know that you guys love those people. But now, how are you feeling about those same people? At least at the end of the day, I was honest. I told you what I got. And for those people that think that I was biased, I did predict that 45 was going to win in 2016. As you remember, I told you I knew. And way before the election, the election's obviously in November. So 2 months prior to that, I moved to Cambodia because I knew he was getting in. And so that's the thing. Some of you you want to hear whatever you want to hear, and there's not much I can do about that. But now I also see you guys pretty disillusioned because you're listening to these other people that really let you down. And like I said last night, I have a tendency to be in alignment with Cash Peters. Please do not bombard him with messages. He doesn't like that. But he is the one person that I have seen actually understands timelines, that there is no one set path. We have choices. What would be the whole point of having an incarnation if you didn't have choices? What would be the point? If everything was laid out and predetermined and you had no free will, why be here? You would just be a robot. That wouldn't make sense. Right, yes, light heals. She says so many timelines. There's timelines upon timelines upon timelines. And that's why I like what he does. Because he says, if they go down this tunnel or over this bridge, it means this or that, and I like that because you can see that they're making choices. And that's what we do in third density as human beings. So because I'm about to channel the Ra Collective, the Ra was originally channeled in the 1980s. Thank you, Windhorse. And it's a collective that is sixth density, or what you guys would probably call fifth dimension. I deal with densities, which is levels of consciousness, because I channel the Ra. And I am a trance channeler, so that means that I go into the theta the theta waves. I'm tongue-tied. The theta brain waves. It was a long night, guys. The theta brain waves. And so I don't remember what I channel. I have to literally watch it back. So I always record everything on my iPad in front of me. Thank you, Paige. Yeah, and I get some people don't understand timelines, and it's because you really are like this when you're in third density. It's because, thank you, Zeta, you're not seeing, okay, first of all, think of it this way. We know for a fact that there is a whole range of colors and a myriad of like tones of sound that we can't experience. We just literally can't, we know that they're there, right? Scientifically, we can prove it. But we can't experience it. We can't hear them. We can't see them. Same thing with timelines. You know, there is a version of you that quit your job and married somebody else. And, you know, every time we make a decision, every time something happens, another timeline is created. And I think the more you understand that, the easier your life gets. Because then you can manifest. Then, and this is for those of you that follow Bashar, channeled by Daryl Anka, you know, you understand that you can choose the timeline that you wish. So I choose a timeline where I'm, for the most part, happy. I have a life of abundance. I don't have too many worries. I do what I like. You know, it's key. It's integral to manifesting. Absolutely. Thank you, prayer warrior. Seda, you say you're so heartbroken. What is the purpose of 45 winning? What are we to gain from it? You're so scared. Well, okay, first of all, remember, fear is a choice. Fear is always a choice. I am not living in fear. I am choosing not to be fearful. You know, just like I made the decision when he got in 2016, I was, you know, I didn't speak Khmer. What did I know about Cambodia? But I was like, this sounds like a good experience. I saw that they were looking for English teachers, and I also had the opportunity to teach ballet over there. So I chose a timeline where I didn't have to experience his presidency for the most part. You know, so fear is always a choice. And the purpose of him winning, well, I think I'm going to let the Ra talk about that. But also too, I'm going to say winning in air quotes here. Well, Sandy, yeah, 45 is absolutely in a timeline where he pays for his crimes. No matter what. No matter what. Thank you, prayer warrior. I appreciate you. Barb, welcome to Going Beyond. And the other thing too that you have to remember is we're not all wrong, right? I mean, wouldn't that be a little bit unusual if, you know, the astrologers, the tarot readers, the psychics, so many people in the media, so many people that are neutral, the historians, Alan Lichtman, you know, because like even he says, like, yes, I have a bias, but I still accurately predict the president. So, you know, how are we all wrong, you know, in this? And that's just what it makes sense with it. And I think what it really comes down to is there was corruption. You know, he said things, and the thing about 45 is he always shows his hand, right? He said, I don't need your vote. He said he and Mike Johnson, and Mike Johnson just gives me the creeps. I have told you that before, guys. I hate reading on him. They have a little secret plan. Elon, I think, is really going to get his comeuppings. And I think for someone like him, that's going to be a harsh lesson. But absolutely, you know, voter interference there. I think Putin had his hand in this. Russia for sure, absolutely. But bottom line is, I do not believe the numbers. I absolutely don't. I truly don't believe the numbers. And there is nothing you can say to me to make me believe it. So Gloria says we're a fascist country now. If that's what you choose, and I really want you guys to let this sink in. If you wish to live in a fascist country, then you make the country fascist. I choose not to live in a fascist country, and I'm in the same country as you. I'm choosing a different aspect of the timeline. It's sort of like, think of it this way, okay? This is the best example of a timeline shift, okay? One that we all experienced together, and that was during the pandemic. Those were some of the best years of my life. I mean, yes, there was so much suffering. So many people were hurting, right? But I was like in the middle of the storm, not being affected. I grew my channel. I mean, in terms of like financial abundance, oh my goodness, in terms of travel, getting married, it was an amazing time for me. So even though it was a horrible pandemic, absolutely, it didn't affect me. It actually had the opposite. And I know for a lot of you too, the same thing, it had an opposite effect. And so, no, it is not over. The way of life that we know it is not over, unless you wish it to be. And if you wish it to be, then it will be. Creator loves us enough that he gives us, or it gives us, that option. Right, exactly, prayer warrior. Americans are not hateful people. We did not vote this man in. Right, Bernadette? Yes, a lot of you found my channel during that time. Yes, Paula, we give up way too easy and light will win. Yep, and some of you are playing right into Putin's hands here. Oh, Zeta, yeah, this is definitely another awakening. Absolutely. And the thing is, we need these catalysts because we're heading towards fourth density. So we unfortunately still kind of need bad things to happen. And so, we're still going to have natural disasters. And I mean, I'm still living the reality of the wildfires. I mean, it's almost 80 degrees here in Salem. It's November. We still haven't had rain. We're not projected to have rain. It's unbelievable what's been going on. But also too, so I'm in the middle of the wildfires. Yeah, that was a little shocking. That was a little jarring. Yes, I absolutely panicked and had anxiety. However, the next thing I did was I took action. So I had no idea how to protect myself, but I learned. And so I learned, okay, I need better air purifiers. I need to seal my windows. And I will tell you one thing that made a huge difference, and if this can help anybody, I hope it does. Replacing the filter with your heating system. Any filters that you have with your heating system, that made a huge difference because they do catch the smoke from the outside. You get the ones that are made for smoke, and it's amazing. Welcome, David Crooks. Welcome, Rhonda. Thank you guys for joining. Right, Sandy Miller, we had tornadoes in November. We had 2 tornadoes last fall in Massachusetts. They touched down. That's not something that we normally have. And so, but here's the thing. They touched down, but I was okay. And so we sort of choose this reality. We have more control than what you think. It's like when I talk to you guys, like in membership, about manifesting money. Well, money's so easy to manifest because it's not real. You'll never convince me that there's anything backing it. And we know that when our government, any government, wants to just print it, they can. So you'd have to be a crazy person to think that it's like real. So what I want to do, let me just take a quick look at the comments and then I'm going to channel the Ra for you. Steph, you're continuing to be negative, so you're going to keep spiraling in negativity. So give that a little bit of thought. If you think that an awakening only can last 9 years, oh Lord. You can go through, dark nights of the soul that can last longer than 9 years. You can manipulate the timeline. Play with it. Play with it. Have fun with it. Yeah, some of you guys are talking about the air filters. Isn't it strange? Right, but Lupe. So Lupe is mentioning, Bashar said that it doesn't matter what happens, it only matters what you do with what happens. That is so true. But also remember too what Bashar said. For the first time, Bashar got political, right? He's an extraterrestrial that Daryl Inca channels. And for the first time, Bashar got political and said, if you want to have open contact with extraterrestrials, you need to elect the female candidate. The male candidate is like going to bring you into darkness, whereas the female candidate will bring about enlightenment and an awakening. And he got a lot of flack for, and I think it's funny when people give you flack for channeling. It's like you don't control what you channel, so I find that really weird. People said that like Maya Angelou and like all these other people that I channeled got it wrong. Clearly they didn't listen because not a single one of them made a prediction. Here's the thing, they're not allowed to. They're not allowed to interfere with our free will. Do they know what's going to happen? Yeah, sure. But none of those, well, go back and watch those channelings. They didn't make a prediction. They made suggestions about what they thought you should do, but they didn't make any predictions. So I would absolutely collaborate with Daryl. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I have my, it's a juice mix with, what is it, yams and beets. It's really actually tasty. It's tasty. Hi, Maeve. Okay. So let me, because I do record all my sessions. And I know this was a funny time, but honestly, I'm going to bed early tonight, guys. I actually did do some readings this morning. But yeah, I'm going to bed early tonight. Absolutely going to bed. And then poor Michael, because I went live in the middle of the night, I go into the bedroom and he's like wide awake. He thought it was like morning, like it was like time to get up for work. And I see him like just sitting there and I'm like, what are you doing? And he goes, it's morning, right? Like, and I'm like, well, yeah, but it's not like the type of morning where you need to get up. Like it's morning where you're sleeping. What do I say to people who don't do woo-woo but need assurances? Seek a therapist? I don't know. I mean, because what is woo-woo? To me, you're either in touch with your spirituality or you're not. Either you understand that you're more than this or you don't. And if you don't get that you're more than this and you're looking for assurances and these very tangible type things, you're going to live a life of misery. I mean, how do you have faith and hope in a pen, right? I mean, that's what you're kind of asking me. So, you know, it's, I forget who the channeler is. She's funny, but she goes, it's not woo-woo, it's true. And I love that. So you have to understand and embrace something a bit more. If you're looking for things that are concrete and tangible, that's very of the earth, you're not going to get assurances in that. I guess you'll get the assurance of you'll have the dirt beneath your feet, the air in the sky, you know, water in the ocean. Those are the kinds of assurances you'll get in third density. Of course, now, I mean, with all the wildfires and tornadoes and everything else we experience, heavens. Kathy, welcome to Angelic Messages. So yeah, you know, I don't say that it's woo-woo, but at the same time, either you're in touch with your spirituality or you aren't. And why aren't you? Because it's a piece of you. You know, you are a soul. I mean, it's kind of like the poor people that that have like this horrible fear of death, you know, and it's because they're so stuck in third density. They're so stuck in third density that they have this horrible fear of death. And it's like, my gosh, you've done it so many times out of all things to fear. And it's like, you actually get to be freer. You know, you get freed of all of this and you actually get to live for real. You know, this to me is less real than what it is to be on the astral plane. That's my opinion. So welcome, Baki. Okay. So I am going to finish up, guys, with a 3-card spread. You have to see these cards. I'll show them at the end. It's the Baroque Tarot. If you do want them, it's thebaroquetarot.com. They sell them themselves. They are gorgeous. Gorgeous. So take a deep breath. You know, it's always a beautiful experience working with the Ra. They are beings of love and light. They are in the angelic realm. I'm going to go a little bit deeper than usual. For those of you that don't normally watch me channel, I have my lapis lazuli pyramid here that I hold into my left hand, and I just kind of, you'll see my hands move a little bit sometimes, I think. But, all right. All right, so I'm just gonna hit the record button. Hang on. Okay. We greet you in the love and unity of the one infinite creator. Welcome to this conveyance we are calling Beyond the Election. We are from the Rock Collective, and all listening may refer to us as Rahasha. We are of a similar DNA construct as the Ra who shared the law of one principles. That particular collective is 6th density, subgroup 7. We are 6th density, subgroup 1, meaning the Ra collective, channeled originally, is closer to ascending to 7th density. My collective has been 6th density for 2 million years. It takes us 75 million years to transition from 6th to 7th density. As part of our preparation to move closer to 7th density, we have been assisting your people through this transitory period. The only way to ascend from one density to the next is to be of service to others. To serve one is to serve the all. On the matter of a potential distortion of the election process, understand that the 3rd density illusion is one of choice, challenge, and polarity. Each entity has the power to choose. Each collective creates reality through these choices. Stealing or manipulation of power is a catalyst that represents a path to change. One path is that of a negative polarity, seeking control, distortion, and separation. while the positive polarity emphasizes unity, transparency, and service to others. If an entity in power attempts to control through deception, it manifests from an energy of separation and fear, a reflection of the lessons yet unlearned in your plane. On the choices before those in power, such as your President Biden, recognize that the ability to exercise power, even by those with intent to serve the collective, remains bound by the law of free will. As such, any leader in your density may use power to serve or to control. Yet each choice carries karmic consequence. Each action by your leaders must be weighed against the commitment to either serve or to subjugate, to amplify transparency or to obscure. Those who seek to serve positively in these roles must understand their choices as tools for unifying rather than dividing, balancing rather than exacerbating distortion. President Biden now has the opportunity to exercise his free will to be a catalyst of love, light, and unity. He wields the power to move the collective away from famine, disease, and war. However, the choice is entirely his to make. Please note, if he decides to exercise his will, internal war may occur, but would be temporary. On Kamala and the potential of her rise to leadership. Leadership in your plane is often perceived as hierarchical. Yet in truth, it is the collective vibration of the people that invites each leader to their role. Should Kamala enter into a leadership position, she would do so as part of the collective's will, its frequency and readiness for new learning. Observe this potential shift not as a predestined event, but as a reflection of a collective alignment. Such transitions invite an opportunity for new energies, new lessons, and potentially a recalibration of power that more closely aligns with the consciousness of service to others. Kamala possesses the inner light that would radiate to the collective and bring a time of service to others. In regards to lessons of polarity for third density beings, this time in your illusion of physical life is above all a moment of choice. Each being, each leader, each citizen is faced with daily opportunities to choose between the polarities of love or separation, unity or division. Those who choose service to self through control amplify the experience of separation. Those who choose service to others reinforce unity and compassion. The energies of positive and negative polarity are neither right nor wrong, but serve as pathways of learning within your density. However, know that the consequences of each path ripple beyond individual experience, influencing the collective consciousness and the lessons that await humanity in the next density, or what some of you may refer to as dimension. We encourage each to remember that even amid what appears as conflict or darkness, there exists the potential for great illumination and transformation. Each moment of choice, whether by leader or individual, contributes to the co-creation of your reality. The lessons of this era are not limited to one event, but are woven across lifetimes, across cycles, and within the infinite tapestry of the Creator's design. Embrace this time as an opportunity for learning, for deepening in love, and for recognizing the power within each choice to serve the greater whole. We encourage you at this time to stay calm, to relax, to continue to enjoy doing things that bring you happiness. To all of you that are light workers, we encourage you to remain firm, stand tall, and let your light shine for those who are in the dark. Brighter days are indeed ahead. We thank you for allowing us to speak to you at this transitory period in your collective. For to serve one is to serve the all. We leave you in the love and unity of the one infinite creator. Okay. All right. So I hope that was helpful. I need a drink. So I hope that gives you a little perspective from, like a higher source, something that's a little bit different. Exactly. So pray for Biden. Pray that he has the courage to do what he now needs to do. He has to act courageously at this moment. So I really do hope that that was helpful. You're welcome. I didn't see you, B3 Mama. Hello. Or Jesdy. Yeah, I think Biden can be courageous. I think, remember what my cards showed all along. Remember, it didn't look good for election day. And when I did the certification day in December, it didn't look good. Inauguration was a little wonky. But yet, it always had that possibility of her being president. It always looked pretty good for that. So other psychics admitted that they got it wrong and apologized. I don't feel like I got it wrong. I feel like I actually did tell you guys this. There is free will at play. You know what, Sailor V? You can replay the message, and I can tell some of you guys don't know this. So let me tell you something that you may not know, is that under every YouTube video, there's a transcript. The transcript is there. Now, where this is live, it's going to take a couple of hours for it to be generated. I would actually, as a creator, have to do something to stop it. So just so you know, for those of you that like to read, underneath every YouTube video is the transcript. If it's live, it does take a few hours for it to come up. Just like with closed captioning, it's already there. There's nothing for me to do. It's there. It's you that has to hit it. I haven't been asked about that one for a long time. So you're welcome, everybody. Yeah, exactly. They were not wrong. I do not think that they were wrong, but I think also too that they were very much bullied too, whereas I think I have probably thicker skin. So let's do a 3-card pull. Let's end on a higher note. We just had the rod give us a nice little boost. And I love these. This is the Baroque Tarot. If you want them, it's baroquetarot.com. It's beautifully boxed. It has a nice book. The cards are all gilded. So I'm just going to take the top 3. And then see which one you feel drawn to. 1, 2, or 3. Just ask, what message do I need to know today? Okay. All right, so for number 1 is 7 of Cups. So you need to make a decision, but you need to make a decision while being very, very grounded. Don't let your head be up in the air. But it's almost like you can't make the wrong decision, right? These cups are beautiful. They're filled with interesting, beautiful things, but you want to be grounded as you make decisions. And don't be so indecisive that you get paralyzed and stuck. Go ahead and make those decisions. And it's a 7, and 7s mean that you're being divinely protected and guided. Number 2, 6 of Cups. And Six of Cups, first of all, sixes have to do with being very nurturing, compassionate, loving. And Six of Cups is like a return to normalcy. So this may be telling, for some of you, return to your normal life, return to a normal schedule, do like the normal things, take care of yourself, nurture yourself. And for those of you that have been waiting news about, say, getting pregnant, having a new grandbaby, adopting a new fur baby, this would also indicate that. And then number 3, Queen of Wands. Look at that. And I love how she has like that big fat cat. Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is great. I love her. She's one of my favorite cards. She is full of passion, enthusiasm. She's excited. She has a love for life. And the cat is all about the intuition ability. Like she's intuitive, right? So like her psychic abilities. And so do those things that make you happy. Do those things that are exciting to you. Do whatever it is you're passionate about. Go for that bigger promotion if that's what you want. Take your hobby to the next level. If you've always been wanting to take singing lessons or dancing lessons, whatever, write the book, do it, okay? So, so this video will be, I see like people asking like, can you share it? And yeah, it's just, you can't comment. It's just, because I'm not dealing with the trolls. I'm just not. I don't have that kind of patience in me. God love them. Somebody has to. But I don't have that kind of patience. Yeah, Tamlin, unplug from social media for a while. Do something that you enjoy. Meditate, be mindful, eat good, sleep well, drink water, take care of yourself, all those good things your mom would tell you. So, all right, everybody, it was a pleasure. It's going to be okay. Take the words of the Ra, listen to it. When it comes up with the transcript, read it again. It may be a little bit clearer to you. But, I always think too, like whenever I channel the Ra or, you guys listen to the Ra, it sort of like elevates your energy too, because they are such a high vibration. And so allow your vibration to be high. There's nothing wrong with that. So, all right, everybody, it was an absolute pleasure, and I will see you all again. Bye, guys.